Your dog made a decision about you. A very specific, very calculated, neurologically driven decision. And they made it before you even knew it was happening. The moment you walked into their life, something inside their brain started running a process so sophisticated, so deeply wired by thousands of years of evolution, that no human lie detector on Earth can match it. And here's the part that should make you stop and think. That same process is still running right now. Every single day, your dog is constantly reassessing you, updating their read on you. And what they conclude affects everything about how they behave around you, how deeply they bond with you, and how safe they feel in your presence. Most owners never think about this. They assume their dog loves them unconditionally from day one and leaves it at that. But that is not what is happening inside your dog's brain at all. Trust for a dog is not given freely. It is earned through a system so precise it would make a scientist nervous. And today we are going to break down exactly how that system works. Stay until the end, because what we cover at number 5 is something that most dog owners do completely wrong every single day without ever realizing it. And it is silently affecting how much your dog actually trusts you. Let's get into it. 1. Your dog decided if you were safe before you said a word. In 2015, a team of researchers at Kyoto University in Japan ran an experiment that fundamentally changed the way scientists understood dog cognition. They wanted to know whether dogs could detect unreliable humans. Not aggressive humans, not threatening humans, just humans who were unreliable, who pointed in the wrong direction, who gave false information. Here's what they did. They showed dogs a container with food inside. A human pointed to the container. The dog went to it and found food. Then the same human pointed to an empty container. The dog went to it and found nothing. Then the human pointed to the food container again. The dogs ignored them completely. They stopped following the pointing gesture of someone who had proven themselves unreliable even once. But here is what made the scientific community sit up straight. When a brand new person, someone the dog had never interacted with before, pointed to the food container, the dog followed their gesture immediately. They did not apply the distrust broadly. They applied it specifically and precisely to the individual who had proven unreliable. Your dog is not just deciding whether they like you. They are building a reliability profile on you from the very first interaction. Every promise you make and keep. Every time you call them and something good happens. Every time your body language says one thing and your actions say another. All of it is being filed. All of it is updating the profile. Your dog knew from very early on whether you were the kind of human worth trusting. And they were right. 2. They are reading your body language at a level that should make you uncomfortable. Here is something most people never fully grasp. Your dog cannot understand your words, but they understand your body with a precision that most humans never apply to each other. Every micro-expression that crosses your face, every shift in your posture, every change in the way you are breathing, every tension that enters your shoulders when something is wrong. Your dog reads all of it simultaneously and continuously. A study from the University of Helsinki in 2021 used eye tracking technology to measure exactly where dogs looked when shown images of human faces. The results were extraordinary. Dogs consistently focused on the eyes and mouth, the two regions of the human face that carry the most emotional information, and they did this specifically and only with human faces. With dog faces, they looked at different regions entirely. Your dog has developed a face reading system specifically calibrated for humans. Specifically calibrated for you. They know what your relaxed face looks like. They know what your stressed face looks like. They know the exact expression you make when you are about to leave the house, when you are happy to see them, when you are pretending everything is fine, but it is not. You cannot lie to your dog. Not really. You can say everything is okay while every muscle in your body says otherwise, and your dog will believe your body every single time. Because your body never learned to perform. It just tells the truth. And your dog has been fluent in that truth since the day they met you. And this is only the second point. What comes next is the one that most people find genuinely shocking. Because it turns out your dog is not just reading your face. They are reading something you did not even know you were broadcasting. 3. They can literally smell your intentions. A dog's nose contains up to 300 million olfactory receptors. Humans have around 6 million. But the raw number does not tell the whole story. The part of a dog's brain dedicated to processing smell is proportionally 40 times larger than the equivalent region in the human brain. A dog does not just smell better than us. They experience smell in a way that is so fundamentally different from our experience that it is almost impossible to fully comprehend. When a person feels fear, their adrenal glands release cortisol and adrenaline. These compounds have a specific chemical signature that changes the smell of the human body in ways that are completely imperceptible to other humans but entirely readable to a dog. When a person feels aggression, their body chemistry shifts. When a person is nervous or uncomfortable around a dog, their sweat glands activate differently. When a person genuinely loves and feels comfortable around dogs, their body tells a completely different chemical story. Your dog smells all of this before you have made a single move toward them, before you have spoken a word, before you have done anything at all. In the first seconds of meeting someone new, your dog already knows whether that person's body is broadcasting calm or tension, warmth or discomfort, safety or threat. This is why dogs so consistently and so accurately react differently to people who are genuinely comfortable around them versus people who claim to be comfortable but are actually nervous. The claim is made in words. The truth is written in chemistry, and your dog reads the chemistry every time. Think about what this means for your relationship with your own dog. Every time you approach them calm and relaxed, your body is literally telling them through scent that everything is safe. Every time you approach them stressed or frustrated, your body is broadcasting that too. You are in a constant chemical conversation with your dog that you never knew was happening. And if this is changing the way you see your dog right now, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Every video on this channel is built around what science actually says about your dog, not what we assume. What comes next is one of the most fascinating experiments ever run on dog cognition, and the results should genuinely surprise you. 4. They test you consistently and deliberately. In 2018, researchers at Kyoto University published a follow-up study to their earlier work on dog cognition. This time they wanted to understand something more specific, not just whether dogs could detect unreliable humans, but whether they would actively adjust their social behavior based on what they observed about how a human treated others. Here is the experiment. A dog watched their owner struggle to open a container and ask two different people for help. In one version, the helper helped. In another version, the helper refused. Afterward, both helpers offered the dog a treat. When the helper had refused to help the owner, the dogs were significantly more likely to ignore the treat from that person. They had watched someone be unhelpful to the person they were bonded to, and they adjusted their trust accordingly. Your dog is watching how you treat other people, how you treat other animals, how you respond when something goes wrong, how you behave when you think nobody is paying attention, and they are filing all of it, building a picture of your character that goes beyond how you treat them directly. Dogs who are regularly exposed to angry household environments show measurably higher cortisol levels even when the anger is not directed at them. They feel the emotional climate of their home, and it affects how safe they feel, how much they trust the humans around them, and how securely they are able to bond. Your dog does not just trust you based on how you treat them. They trust you based on who you are. And they have been watching you be who you are every single day since the moment they came into your life. 5. The one thing most owners do that silently destroys trust. This is the point I told you to stay for. And it is uncomfortable because almost every owner does this at some point without realizing the damage it causes. Inconsistency, not cruelty, not neglect. Inconsistency, the same action getting a different response on different days. Calling your dog and then ignoring them when they come. Allowing a behavior one day and punishing it the next. Being warm and engaged one evening and distant and distracted the next morning. Promising through your body language that something good is coming and then delivering nothing. Remember the Kyoto experiment. Dogs stopped trusting the human who pointed to an empty container after just one experience of unreliability. 1. Your dog's trust system is exquisitely sensitive to inconsistency because in the evolutionary environment that system was built for, an unreliable human was a dangerous human. An unpredictable pack member was a threat to survival. When you are inconsistent with your dog, you are not just confusing them. You are actively registering as unreliable in the trust profile they are building on you. And over time, that profile hardens. A dog who has learned that their human is unpredictable becomes anxious, hypervigilant, unable to fully relax because they never know what version of you is going to show up. The most powerful thing you can do for your dog's trust is also the simplest. Be the same person every day. Calm, consistent, and reliable. Not perfect, just predictable. Because to a dog, predictable means safe. And safe is the foundation everything else is built on. 6. What your dog actually thinks of you right now. Here is what all of this adds up to. Your dog has been running a continuous assessment of you since the day you met. They have read your face, smelled your chemistry, watched how you treat others, tested your reliability, and built a profile of you that is more accurate and more honest than almost any human assessment of you that has ever existed. And what they concluded, if you are the kind of person who watches videos like this, who thinks about what their dog needs, who tries to understand rather than just command, is something that the science describes with remarkable consistency. A 2020 study published in the journal Animal Cognition found that dogs show measurably higher oxytocin responses to owners who demonstrate consistent, attentive, emotionally available behavior. The bonding hormone surges not just in the presence of the owner, but specifically in response to the quality of the owner's attention and consistency. Your dog does not just tolerate you. They have studied you more carefully than anyone else in your life ever has. They have seen you at your worst and your best. They have smelled your fear and your joy. They have watched you be patient and watched you lose your temper. They have seen all of it. And they chose you anyway. Not because they had to, not because you feed them, but because somewhere in everything they have observed about you, they found enough reliability, enough warmth, enough safety to decide that you were worth trusting completely. That is not a small thing. That is the result of a system built over 15,000 years of evolution designed to find exactly the right human to bond with. Your dog ran that system. They collected the data. They made the call. And the fact that they are still there, still watching you, still pressing their body against yours and checking that you are okay, means the verdict came back in your favor. Every single day they are still choosing you. Because every single day you are still passing the test. If this changed how you see your dog today, share it with someone whose dog deserves to be understood. Subscribe for more of what science actually says about the animal sitting beside you right now. And drop a comment below. Does your dog trust everyone they meet, or are they very selective? Tell me about them. We read every single one.